there, welcome and welcome back to the whole bucket. So I have had a frustrating filming day, and I filmed a video showing what I did right here with, wait a minute, here it is. Hold on, this project right here, how do you do, that I am doing with 5 other ladies. And it just came out with the sound all terrible. It had just had this buzzing sound in it. It was not usable. I had to throw it away. But I've already done the work. So here we are. Let me catch you up. How Do You Do is a project that I'm doing, like I said, with 5 other ladies. So there are 6 of us who have exactly the same supply kit. And it's to see what different artists will do with different supplies and what kinds of things they end up with. Well, I showed how I have divided my supplies up into 2 groups, and I am going to be making 2 things out of the supplies. Well, let me show you each one. The first one is a mini journal, and this is the mini journal. It's going to have this accordion pocket like that with some goodies in it right here. Pages, 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 pages. There is a pocket here. This is a glassine bag. More pages. And then in the center, I'm going to use these eyeshadow envelopes to create a little scene here. I did a little bit of talking about how this is a very gothic feel. I don't know if I'll keep this skull face here or I'll end up covering that up somehow. I kind of feel like, you know what? I don't know what I feel like. I might go this gothic because I don't think I ever have, and you know, what the heck? Why not? So I'm not sure where this is going to end up going, but I do have this laid out. And then in the back is it's actually cut off of this bag that's on the front cover, right? And this is the bottom part of the bag. And I'm going to make this little thing where it has a tab here and a tab here, and you pull them and it opens up to show a little supply of stuff, or a little note, or a card, or a something. Goodies in there. So that's going to be a mini journal. And then the other piece I've decided to make is a folio. So it's going to be like this. This is out of the stationery, right? Let me throw that aside for a sec. It's going to have, on this particular flap, it's going to have this as a 2-pocket window, or it'll have 2 pockets. And each pocket has a little window. Then with the little red envelope, it has, it'll be a tuck spot right here. And on the other side, it's a flip out. And in the center, it has a tall, skinny notepad and a pocket. And that's all the deciding I've done so far. So I thought, now that you're all caught up to date with, you know, the video that showed how and why all these decisions were made. I'm sorry that got wrecked, but, you know, it happens. So now that you are all caught up, I thought we would do some work on one of these, and I would think I want to start with this one. So I'm going to take all the little bits and bobs out, because the first thing I think I want to do is take this and some other scrap papers that I have over to the side, this pile of stuff, and see what I can come up with for decorating this thing. I think the first thing I want to do is see if I have, no, you know what, we're just going to use black or gray. Here, what is this? We use this right here, hickory smoke. We'll use hickory smoke. Oh, look at that. We're going to use hickory smoke. Let me grab a blender brush. And I just want to go around the edges of this whole thing on this white side. A lot of this whole thing is going to be covered up. I was going to say a lot of it, but no, not a lot of it. This whole side will be covered with stuff, and that will give a lot of body and strength to the folio, because this is just a piece of stationery, so there's really not much to it, you know. But everything will be set in just a tiny bit so that it can fold properly and doesn't get bound. So just by doing this little bit of edging all the way around, we'll have kind of a matting situation going on. Those of you who are old hat at this stuff already know this kind of thing, but I like to talk through all the things I'm doing for anybody who might be new or might be wondering, like, I do stuff just because I saw other people do it when I'm learning, but I don't necessarily know the reasoning behind stuff. This particular one is probably easy enough to figure out as you go along, but, you know, I like hearing when people talk through stuff, so I know what's going on. I think this ink pad might need some refilling because I'm kind of on the struggle bus. Edge and papers, not great TV. This is not stellar must-see TV, is it? That's alright. It doesn't take too long. There we go. We're all the way around the edges, and then we're just going to go down the middles. Not the middles. We're going to go down the folds. Alright, not behaving. Just do this. There we go. Now we got some action. There. And there. It would have helped if I did this on a glass mat. I know a lot of people have glass workstations. I do not, but you know what I do have? And I highly recommend it if you can't afford one of those big glass workstations. Go over to your Dollar Tree and pick up glass trivets from the kitchen department and pull off the little feet, because they work fabulous for this, and I don't know why I didn't pull it out. But now that I'm, you know, nearly done, or now done, I remembered it. But they're right here behind me even. It's easy enough to grab one. This one is a little bit covered with paint. But blending on here it works so much better. Because the paper, when I'm blending on, when I just use a piece of paper, right, it sucks up a lot of the ink. This makes sure that I can spread it around better and get better coverage. And this is, they have square ones and round ones. So this is just a glass trivet from Dollar Tree, and I pulled its feet off. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to do. And I still can see the little T where the top is, because there is a top and a bottom, and I just want to remember that. Now, question is, what do I want to do cover this up. And all I really need to do is find a place to start. So I'm thinking this is a good start right here. I think I'm going to cut this down. I'll cut it a curve here maybe. Cut it down here, across here, and have it curve right here. That'll be kind of a frame. So that'll probably come next, but I need something to go under that. I don't know that this blue, all this blue stuff is going to go very well, but what about that? Let's try this. So I want a chunk of this. I think instead of pulling out a big paper trimmer, I'll just tear everything with a ruler. Maybe. And then I knock it away right away. Okay. Alright, so far so good. So what if oopsie. What if we cut a section of this well, okay, so already I haven't done this very straight, and I've already got kind of a mess. And then where do I need to cut it on the bottom? About right here. So what if I do that, and then I'll just tear this too, and then I'll trim the top and the bottom however seems appropriate when we look at it. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. This piece right here, and this piece right here for this first page. Oops, I'm way too far away. There we go. So what do we think of this? I think I will sit and fuss for days if I don't just pull the trigger. So I'm gonna grab a dauber, a new one, because I had two sitting on my desk and I broke them. Pulled the little foamy things right off of them. If this doesn't show up well enough, I'm going to switch to black for this, for doing this. And I only need to do the top edges, or the two edges, because this side, actually, wait a minute. Yep, I'm going to turn it over. I would have only had to do two sides if I made up my mind ahead of time. But now I need to do three sides because I didn't. Alright, let's see if we like hickory smoke well enough to just keep it that way. peek on the camera, on the screen. I don't know, I really kind of want to make it black. Gosh darn me. Let me check the other side once. Nope, I'm going to keep it gray. I'm going to resist. Okay, so now we need to do the same thing on here. Good job. Need some more. Let's get some more. I'll have to do the top and the bottom as soon as I decide those, where they're going to be trimmed. I didn't mean the bottom, I meant the bottom side, right? Good job. All right. Looking spiffy. So, I was thinking I would wow, it doesn't need to be trimmed very much at all on the top. Just barely a smidge. I was thinking I would curve this, but I don't want to anymore. I want to make it even with the, I want to make it even with this piece, the top, so it makes a straight line across. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue this down first so that it doesn't wiggle on me and I can get it nice and straight. Oh my goodness, this glue stick is just in rough shape. It's been sitting too long. It's just so gooey. I said that last time I was sitting here, and it hasn't changed. It's been sitting here even longer. It's even worse. Ah! But I don't want to waste it. So there you go. It's a little entertaining trying to work with it though. All right, get that nice and straight at the top. Yikes, I'm gluing myself to the paper. Let's get it over to this edge better. We just want a really thin bit sticking out the top and the side. There we go. Commitments are made. The design is partially decided. Now, next thing we got to do is get this torn properly. In the next two areas. So right here, and gosh, that's tiny. Gosh, gosh, gosh. That is tiny. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, yes I can. Look at that. All right, let's edge that right away. Right away, let's get the color on there. Okay, so that will sit right there, even Steven, with the top of the white and black and white sheet. And then we got to get this one the same way. This one should be easier, but you know, it's me, so who knows? Perfect. Let's get that one done, and we can glue this in place. from this point on, the design should probably create itself. Right? I mean, once the first little bit is done, it kind of takes on a life of its own. All right. Squish. Swoosh. Beautiful. Okay, so now when this folio is closed up, this will be like this. And this will be like that. I don't know what that means right now, but it means this page looks like this. That's all it means so far. I think next we need to take a look at this envelope, because I had decided, or at least had the idea, right, that this envelope would go here somehow. And I think I should stick with that idea, but I certainly don't want this red like it is. So then the question is, what the heck do you do? And I think I'm going to try to center it. Well, no, I guess I'm not. I'm going to try to center it in the white section. Something like that-ish. And let's see, what does that do on the inside? That leaves an awful lot of space with, I don't know what in the world to do with that space. That didn't really make any sense, but I think you know what I mean. Maybe I'm going to hold off on this envelope for a bit, but you know what I can do is I can dress it up. So I'm going to have to cover basically the whole thing, except if I do it over a page, like, you know, have it on two sides of that like that, I don't have to do this part because that's going to be glued down. So let's get a pencil. And, oh, I like that. That's cool. Let's try to get that in there. And I will just, oh my goodness. Apparently my tracing skills are out of whack. And let's cut this out. And now I want it to set in from the edge of the envelope, so I'm going to cut, you know, some distance in from that line and try to keep it an even distance all the way, although perfection is not in any way required, because if it were, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. All right, there we go. Let's give it a test. Will it sit right there? I do believe it could use a little bit of a trim right here some more. Just a hairline trim right there. And let's get this little bump off because I don't like it. Let's try that. That's better. That's what I'm looking for. Let's get some color on the edges. And I'm already getting gluey. I'm all colored. It's my favorite way to be. I know a bunch of you out there do not like to get all grubby. It's kind of amazing to me that there are so many artists who do this same sort of stuff and they stay all neat and tidy. I don't even know how you do it, folks. Because I guess I'm just that clumsy or something, or reckless or impatient or something, but I just can't do it. I just can't stay that neat and tidy when I'm arting. All right, let's get this first piece on again. So we have a decision. I'm not going to hem and haw all day and night over such silly things. There we go. The first part is covered. So now, move it out of the way, pencil. So now if this still went on here, this is going to go just like this. This is pretty boring. This right on top of the same darn thing. So this might need a bit of a decoration of some sort, but remember that it's going to have a tag in here. And in fact, let's take a look. What did I do with the piece I cut off? Oh no, there it is. So this is obviously not the tag that's going in there because it's too small. But what if this was a tag and it was sticking out of here? Come on. There we go. So then it's going to have a thing sticking out of there. Then all of a sudden it looks nice being the same, right? At least I think so. So if we're back to putting that there, then we need a piece on here. We'll need a piece here, and we'll need a piece to go in there. That's a lot of stuff. Let's figure out what can go here. There is this, and it has a stamp on it, which is kind of cool for an envelope. What if I put this on here? And it's almost the exact right size. Just a little bit of fixing on the edging would be helpful. So if I just kind of go like this a little bit, just to create another layer. Let's see. Like that. Okay, so I'm one of those people who really doesn't like when things are sideways or not upright, and this should really be this way instead of this way. Could I put the envelope up here? No, it's too fat. Alright, so I would just have to live with it being sideways. Yipes! You know what? I'm just going to live with it being sideways because I am thrilled with how that fits. This is a cutoff, by the way, of the piece that, the notepad piece that I'm going to make the pocket out of. Where is it? So this is going to be the pocket in the center right here. And it used to be attached right there. So using this cutoff is cool. Always good to use the bits and pieces you've got, right? And I'm going to cut that right there. And I am going to go ahead and get my trimmer out because this is getting ridiculous. Me trying to tear things. Just silliness, I tell ya. Alright. Good enough. Good enough. Pull this back in place and let's get some edging on this guy. I thought I was going to cut out the stamp and use it elsewhere. But I sure like the way this turned out. It's like it was meant to be. I'm having such a hard time sticking to the edging in this gray color. I can't even begin to explain to you how much it's driving me nutso. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. I don't know about me sometimes. I bet I'm not alone though. In fact, I know all of us have things that drive us crazy that maybe aren't worth all the bother. Okay. Let's get this little piece in place. You'll notice I'm not gluing the envelope down yet, partly because we still have to work on it, right? But also because I'm not entirely sure this is how it's going to end up. We'll see. So now I need a piece that's going to go in this weird shape. I'm not sure what we're going to use for that. Probably this. Probably this to continue with the theme, right? And I think what I will do, is that wide enough? Gosh, almost. But no. Alright, so we'll go down here. I am going to trim a piece that is just the narrowness I want, and it should just squeeze into the envelope. Well, let's do it right about there. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. I'm showing you what demonstrating what I'm trying to do will go better than trying to explain it. So I'm cutting a piece that is just the right size to squeeze into the envelope side to side, but is taller than the envelope. My thinking is that I can put this in the envelope and draw that opening edge. Let's see if this is true. So I think I can put this in the envelope, right? Draw this opening edge. Nope, that's not going to work. I almost forgot that this has to be trimmed off. I was thinking wrongly about how that was going to work. Okay, there we go. Try that again. Now, put it back in the envelope. I might have trimmed it a little too tight. This is a little ridiculous. Fighting with it to get in there. Now I think this should work, right? If I draw this, I should be able to do the same thing I did with the top and just go inside that line of speck. It's a little hard to see a gray pencil line on a gray piece of paper. Interesting choices have been made. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to hairline trim this. I'll use my trimmer because I do believe I've made it a smidge too tall. I'm not leaving that matte border, but this is why I like guillotine trimmers so much. Look what you can do. Just hair. Just the smidgy of a smidge. I like that word lately because I call one of my cats that. Call her Smidgen. It's not her name, but she is just a tiny cat. She's just a smidgen of a kitty. All right. Tiny bit. Taking off all the way around. How did I do? All right, that works. That works. Get some edging. Because I like everything better that way. Okay, looking good. So we're going to get that down right there. And then we still have one more piece to go. One more piece to go. Let's get this glued in place. I can't believe I'm using this giant glue stick. You know why? Because the super goopy one, it's too hard to use and I don't want to throw it away, so I'm kind of arguing with myself. I don't want to waste my stuff, but I don't like it. I don't want to use it like that. And I could just pull out a new glue stick. They're right behind me. But I don't want to be wasteful. It's unfortunate it got left out like it did. Okay, so first thing to do is color this line. And I originally colored this red envelope with blue ink to try to get a purple. And it really kind of worked. It's still the purple to the blue, but the red does come through enough to create a bit of a purple situation. And since the stationery and the cardstock stuff, whatever these are so purple forward, that was handy. There, now we got that edge going. And because I did it elsewhere, I'm just going to add this for continuity's sake. I don't know that it's needed. But there you go. Now what we need is a piece that's going to tuck in there. So I'm going to possibly just, oh look at that, it's actually the exact right width also. So I can go just like this. Just tuck that right inside. And let's see, we're going to trim it pretty darn even with the top of the envelope. Not leaving a mat here for a couple, well, you know what? I'm gonna cut it on the other side and fold it over the edge. So I'm thinking the envelope is going to have a lot of stuff coming in and out of it, and I don't want this getting caught and then tearing away. So in order to make it stronger, I think I'm going to do this. So if I tear that off right there and then glue it doesn't even need to be glued inside the envelope, right? Because it'll just stay there anyway. If I do that, there we go. I should have made sure that this was going to work before I glued it, because I think I have it too far down to the bottom. There's no place for it to go, so it's kind of bunching up. It didn't need to go all the way to the bottom of the envelope, and honestly shouldn't have gone all the way to the end because now it's not the greatest fit, but there we go. All right, so let's take a look at what this will look like. Again, this goes over here, so nobody's going to see this stuff I tucked underneath, right? But this will go here. It will open like this. Then this is a flip out envelope, and it will have stuff in there. All right, coming together all right. Let's set that envelope aside and call that a done piece. Now we need to continue on this. Let's see what we can do. We still have this. We still have this. We still have this whole pile of stuff over here. Can we get another panel out of this? I think we can. And then should we maybe do the opposite kind of move over here? So I'm just gonna try to peek. Okay, we can pretend that the gray is there, but if I did this opposites, right? This one goes first and then this one will close after. How would that look? Not thrilling. Probably not terrible, but I think I would like it better if I just kept this. Or even if I pulled this one out and put it over here and did it this way. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Beautiful. And then this one. Okay, I can do this. There we go. Did it cut? It did. All right, let's take a look. Yep, that was definitely the right move, at least in my opinion. I'm still really struggling with the gray. Oh my goodness. Get over it, lady. Get over it. Okay. I'm hoping that by the time I have to end this video, we have a pretty good feel for the base. So hopefully I get this section done that we're doing right now, and then the back bit, since I think this is going to end up being a standalone piece. We'll need the back to be covered as well. There we go. There we go. Now let's see where this is going to end up getting cut. Oh yeah, we need it even with the other piece, right? So let's cut that first. Is it even big enough? It is. It is. Okay, good. I think only barely though, so I'm going to cut this with the trimmer and just get this barely as up tight as we can. And then go from there. So we're going to put this just like that. One that's a little bigger than it needs to be. Good deal. I like having a little extra better than not having enough. So we're going to trim this again. I'll just do it over on the side. Also, I think I'm going to turn this over. Oh, and I can trim it even more. Goodness sakes. Okay. Is that better? Yep. There we go. And I want it up even with the other one. You know what? This top is proving a little uneven. Let's see if I can get it straight. No. So maybe it's this side that's uneven? Oh my goodness, guys. Not good. Now do I have a square edge? Yes. Okay. I won that battle. So I wasn't able to line up the top and this front side, and really those two sides need to be correct. Right now all I need to do is this top edge right here and this front edge right here. And yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, then we can glue this in place. Get that glue sheet again. And this is where the giant glue stick comes in handy, because look at how easy that is. Besides, it's a lot of fun. Come on. Over there. Now. All right, there we go. And then this puppy needs to be trimmed properly. So we're going to have to try to pull off this tiny little speck again. Line that up. Line this up. And we're going to tear off this tiny little speck and make sure it stays even with the tops of the other bits. Very nice. Okay. Ink that up so it matches, and then this side, blarg. Okay, right there. And we line it up. At least that one's nice and easy, right? this in place. I'm going to use the sticky one now because this is a little bit heavier, and because it's the top and it's going to hold everything else in place, and I need it to be a little sturdier. That gigantic glue stick is not fabulous glue, right? But for paper on paper, it works just fine. And it gets things in place. I do not use it as a final bit. I use stronger bits. Stronger glues. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there, and now this, and then we'll be done for this session. What are we going to put on there though? So we have some more bits of the frame part. We could just trim this down the side and put this on there as it is, and leave this as kind of a writing space. I'm actually going to try that and see what it would look like. So we're going to need to tear this off about like that. Okay, we're a little lopsided. Let's do our best. I know I'm only eyeballing it, but still, I can do a little better. Good. I don't know that this is going to be the thing, but right now we're going to try this. I need some more. More. There we go. So I already said like a million times I'm having problems sticking with the gray as an edging, right? Because I like harsher lines than this. But I do have to admit that I am having some ideas of how this is kind of creating a vignette kind of look to the different parts of this folio, and I'm wondering if I can play that up a little bit. I'm not sure if it will play up. But I'm kind of thinking these fairies over here, if I can get one to work with purples or yellows, creating a vignette around a fairy would certainly continue that concept. Okay, so what if I did that, and then I just don't like that just the way it is, right? But I could, do I have any more of this anymore? I don't think I have any big enough pieces. Okay, this is kind of a bummer because I was thinking I could make a strip just like that under there, and top and bottom. And maybe this goes on the top. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this. We're gonna try to get this, guys. So this would go here. Oh, yeah, it's not nearly wide enough. Not even nearly. That's a bummer because I like this idea. Let me just look quick and see if I have any more of that pattern Oh, wait. Wait. Hold your horses. There actually might be some more of that in this little pile right here. Nope. I got all excited for nothing. No. Now that I'm thinking of it, I don't even think this pattern comes from this set, so that was a bit silly. Okay, I'm going to go back to this way, and I think I'm going to hodgepodge this together because I really, really want this to be a thing. Here's what I mean by that. I am going to set that aside, and I am going to collage these pieces. So patchwork them, I think. So like this one can go right here. And this one can go right here. Like that, right? Except maybe we want to turn this over. So we have another flower thingy. Let go of me. I'm gluing myself to the stuff again. And then have this here. Let me take a look quick. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. And then I think I'm sticking to this. So I'm going to take my detailer scissors and go like this. Okay, that's not what I had originally planned, but what if I do that, just kind of inset? I don't know if I like it or not. I think I do, and I'm going to just stick to it. So we're going to edge this quick. Whoops. And then because I'm going to do a continuation of this vignette business, I'm going to do a little bit of grayness just right here. And a little bit darker right here. As soon as I unglue myself from my papers. Okay, looks good. Let's get this stuff glued down. This one goes right here. This one, whoa, Oh, this glue stick's almost gone. Thank goodness. I can get a new one. It isn't so unruly and not feel like I'm wasting. This piece goes right here. Then we'll put this guy down, and I'm going to leave it open in case I want it to be a pocket. The question is, hold on 1 second. 1 second is, do I want the pocket to be the side or the top? I think the top, because a long skinny one is less likely to fall out. So I will go here, here, and here, and leave this top open. And then all we need is our little piece, our little decorating piece in the corner. There we go. Just like that. Squish, squish. All right, so we got a big pocket right there. I don't know what's going in it. We got writing space on the back, just, you know, 'cause writing space. There is the front, obviously not done yet, because we're going to have some sort of closure or something. And next page open, all the way open. We now have the base of a folio all done, and we're going to have to call it quits because we are now over an hour. So next episode will be the base for the book, and then we will be coming back to this at some point. Thanks for hanging out. I hope this inspired you to go do some art of your own. If you'd like to see what the other artists are doing, they will be linked in the description box. And if you'd like to see more of how this project is going for me, I will link the playlist right over there. See you next time. Bye.